Hey guys, so I wanted to do this video because I didn't see a lot of reviews that I liked on the in regards to the Rival 650 versus the new Logitech Wireless Pro. For a little bit of background, I've been using wireless gaming mice for many years. I've actually had the G903 since its launch date. This one, it's gotten a lot of use, hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of hours. I work from a computer on a daily basis, so I have a lot of experience with a lot of different mice and keyboards. And I didn't see any reviews that I particularly liked between the Logitech Wireless Pro and the Rival 650. So the 903 is actually starting to fail on me. The right click on it's going out, and I needed a new mouse. And so Logitech's got the new Hero sensor, and Rival's got their new, what they call a true one-to-one sensor, their true move sensor. Let's start by getting some really simple things out of the way. Programming software wise, they're both really nice. SteelSeries has good programming software, so does Logitech. And that programming software allows you to program macros, program different profiles. So this button right here actually changes profiles on the Rival 650. On the bottom of the Wireless Pro, I can tap this button and you'll see the lights tell you what profile you're on. The G903, you can store 5 profiles and you can switch them here. The Rival 650 stores 2 onboard profiles. The Logitechs both store 5 each, so I can have 5 different settings on there. I will say also that the G903 is a 12,000 DPI sensor. The Rival is what they call a 12,000 CPI sensor. It's going to be same thing, same principle. And the Logitech Wireless Pro is a 16,000, it's the Hero 16,000 DPI sensor. These are true sensors. These don't use software in order to accelerate their counting or anything. They're all 1,000 hertz. All of these mice run at 1,000 polls per second. And what that means is essentially there's no input lag. When these report 1,000 times a second, input lag is non-existent. I've never experienced any in many, many years. It's a non-issue. Battery life is kind of an interesting thing when it comes to these. So the Rival 650 is a 24-hour, really it's less than that, so it's like a 20-hour battery life-ish playing, pretty heavy gameplay. The Logitech both work with the Power Play pad, which the pad keeps it charged. You can see it's actually charging it right now. If I take it off the pad, eventually that light will cut out, and you can see it's no longer charging. The Wireless Pro is compatible with the Power Play system. That's this module right here. This one doesn't. This one just has one as well. And so when they're on the mouse pad, they're actually keeping themselves charged. Now I use this for a long time, thousands of hours. The battery never really drops below 90%. 80% was pretty rare. So you never have to worry about charging this mouse with a Power Play pad. It's not a thing. The Rival 650 you do. You do have to worry about that. And that was another thing. I didn't see a lot of talk on their website. In fact, I wasn't even sure this was compatible, but it is. It says it on the box. It works with the Power Play pad. They just need to update some of the information on their website because this is a new product. So just so you know, you can get the Power Play mouse pad with the Logitechs and you never have to worry about charging them. Now, battery life may not be an issue because you can just plug this in and in like 10 or 15 minutes you get a couple hours worth of charge for the Rival 650, so it's not that big of a deal. Form factor. Let's go over some form factor things. This is clearly a right-handed mouse. You can see by the design. You can't really flip these from left to right side. Let's see if there's some buttons on here because I didn't research it. Yeah, there's no contact buttons in order to be able to move these from the left to the right hand side. So it's pretty much a right-handed mouse. And there's no way to add buttons to the other side. So the buttons you have on here are the buttons you get. You turn them on and off in the software. However, the Logitech, and both of them feature this, they have magnetic buttons that you can add. So I can add 2 more buttons to this side. Or if you're left-handed and you just want to flip them over, I can have the buttons on the right instead of the left side. Same goes for the Wireless Pro. They do come with the buttons in the delete kits. You can see here I can add 2 more buttons to this side of the Wireless Pro, which is actually pretty nice. So I can have extra buttons if I wanted to have all these extra programmable buttons, or I can just delete them, which I do because I don't use them. Mostly play FPS games and stuff, so I don't need all the extra buttons. Personally, I don't too much care for them. So that's something that the Logitech has an advantage over the Rival on. Let's also talk about weight. So the Rival is a heavy mouse. I have large hands. I don't shy away from heavier, larger mice. I use the 903, which isn't a lightweight contender by any means. But here's something interesting for you. So with the PowerPlay module on the the Wireless Pro, this one weighs in at 82 grams. The 903 weighs in at 110. The SteelSeries Rival 650 weighs in at 120. And that's without any of the added weights. So you'll see here I don't have the weights in it. So you can add another 32 grams of weight to it if you'd like, making it not just heavy, but a seriously heavier contender than both of the Logitech. I used it for a while, and personally I think it's a little too heavy, especially considering the fact that it doesn't have wireless charging and some of the other features. Now it does have a lift-off sensor, but I didn't notice a big difference in gaming when using it. It didn't seem to me that it made a significant enough difference for me to give up the features like the wireless charging and the fact that I can store 5 profiles on these. There's another feature too, which I think that Logitech missed on the Wireless Pro. The 903 has a scroll wheel unlock, which I actually liked using. You can use that for bunny hopping and other things in some games. That was a really nice feature to have that they don't have on the Wireless Pro, which I wish that they did. So just a small recap here. They're all 1000 hertz mice, so they're all gonna poll at 1000 times a second, which means there's no input lag. You can use these. They're going to be faster than some wired mice out there. Some wired mice are only 500 hertz. The 903 and the Rival 650 are both 12, what I would call 12,000 DPI. They say 12,000 CPI on the box. So they're going to have relatively the same sensor rate. The Rival does come with a lift-off sensor. To me, it did make a difference. Maybe someone out there can correct me, and maybe it did to them. To me, it didn't. While as the Wireless Pro has the Hero 16,000 sensor, which is really, really nice. The wireless charging is a really cool, nice advantage. That also means the receiver for the mouse is actually in here too, so it's not behind a computer, so there's really no chance for interference there. That's also a nice feature. They all come programmable. You can do all kinds of things with the software, from the lighting to the buttons to programming macros and things like that. So no matter which route you go, in essence of lighting and programmability, you're going to get the same thing, with the exception of the Logitech's having 5 profiles and the Rival 650 having 2. You can have more stored on your computer for all of them. So I could have 10 different configs stored for the Rival 650. I generally don't need that many or have to go in and ever change them, so the 5 is just fine. That being said, I would have to say that after having used all of these for a good amount of time now, I'd say the Logitech Wireless Pro is the better of the 3, minus the fact that it's missing that one key feature. And I'm really surprised at how heavy. I mean, this has a nice tactile feel to it. It's rubber. It's got really solid grip on it. But I think it's missing some key features for its weight and its design. So, yeah, I just thought I would post that out there, and hopefully that helps some of y'all.